On Ascension here. Peace to my 6 to 22 strand, 7 to 9 ether, you melanin, selenium base, black gods of this planet. Wanted to do a video for a little while. Weather been a little nice and waters are noon. But my umbrellas have been acting up, which of course we don't take as an accident or coincidence or anything. I guess that means that I was needed to be anointed and drowned in the waters of noon anyway, so I'm supposed to get wet. But peace. But I wanted to touch on something today: choices, intentions, and frequency, and manifestations. I didn't put that in the title, but I did a consultation recently, and the young lady, as chaos is, see, once again, before I even begin, it's so important and imperative. This is why I'm always teaching constantly, recognizing design energy function, which will dictate efficiency. And when we recognize what our elements are as the polarities and genders that we are, we can immediately recognize when we're in a specific moment of either chaos or order. And majority of the time, the woman, by her design, by her nature, this is not about bad or good, this is not about better and not better and all this nonsense, but by her nature, not only does she think 1,000 different things at one time, but she usually focuses on the ways that those things can go wrong, which makes her the negative ion. The male is the positive ion. See, anytime we want to relate ourselves, this is a divine perspective. This is God eye, God mind. This is what divinity is about. It's about recognizing things as energies, as elements, as frequencies, as vibrations, and so on and so forth. So when I say negative, I don't just say negative. I say the negative ion, because she's the negative ion. When I say positive, I just don't say positive. I say the positive ion, because male is the positive ion. The ion is what activates what's necessary for those elements within the air that we breathe, that prana, that chi, so on and so forth. So the negative and positive is both needed, absolutely. But the point I'm making is, when I'm doing this consultations and I'm listening and I'm talking to the people and the individual, sometimes I do couples as well, I hear what's going on in their mind or the brain at the time. And this is why I stress so much human brain versus God mind, because once you recognize that you're in your human brain, you can easily tap into the God mind and see things for what they actually are, by design, energy, and function, not by the surface aspect of what's good or bad, what's evil, what is right or wrong. Why does this happen to good people? Why does that happen to this? And this is all human aspects, and it's all judgments, because a judgment is not only something that's a bad thing, quote unquote. When we hear the word judgment, we immediately feel that it's something that has to do with something negative. Sometimes a judgment is you expecting and having expectations for something or someone because they're a good person. You're judging that person in a positive light, but it's still a judgment, which technically we can call it an expectation, but it's still in the same family or the same tree as a judgment. But anyway, let me get to it. This feminine energy during consultation was going through a stressful situation at the time. A lot of us are dealing with loss right now. A lot of us are dealing with Javon Janvier. Pardon me if I mispronounce your name. But peace, king, knowledge, understanding, noble guidance. We're dealing with quote-unquote loss. A lot of our family members are losing their lives or even being killed in these streets. And that was one of the subjects at the time during my consultation. And basically, the question in itself was, if everything is about you create your reality, then what about, if I just want to kill myself? Or what about the guy that got shot in the club? And what about this? And what about, in suicide and all of these different things? And one thing we have to understand is the differentiation between so many different things that we speak, but we don't necessarily understand. That's why anytime you talk to somebody or anytime you listen to somebody, it's imperative to ask questions. That's why I love people to ask me questions, and I love to do lives. I don't really like doing videos where I can't talk to somebody or somebody can't respond or exchange with me, because then that brings a different aspect to the situation out of my own subconscious, and then I'm also able to go in more detail of what we're speaking about and break it down even further. But the differentiation between choices, intentions, frequency, and manifestation, we tend to use a lot of words that we really don't understand. Humans tend to regurgitate things that they've heard that feels good in the moment and at the time, but when they hear it, they don't dissect it, and they don't use reasoning, and they don't use discernment to understand what is being said and then to come to a conclusion whether it's actually a reality. Because a lot of things that are being said today, a lot of our quotes that we see, a lot of the memes that we see are dealing with a moment in time of the individual who is expressing a feeling based on a bias or personal perception. And until you're in that actual moment with that person, or you have a similar moment, it clicks to you and go, oh yeah, that's the truth. That's the truth. No, that's the truth for yourself. That's not a reality based on a certain level of the elements, the sciences, the designs, the energies, and the functions of all the things around us and all the dynamics that go into our lives in the situations that we create or we gravitate. Sometimes you create situations and sometimes you gravitate situations. Pardon me, weather's a little crazy right now. I wanted to come outside so bad during the rain last night, but I did not have a good umbrella to protect my phone right now. You know, anyway, pardon me. Yeah, this all these little drops and my phone already fucked up. I'm trying not to get it too fucked up. I gotta find somewhere to sit under. But anyway, we have to understand the words that we're using on a daily basis and what they actually mean, instead of regurgitating things that sound good based on the moments that we're in and based on the experiences that we've had. Because you've had a certain experience that made you feel a certain way, now all of a sudden you can understand this quote or you feel this quote, but it doesn't make it true. It doesn't make it truth. It doesn't make it a fact. It makes something that you can feel and understand because of your experience. But here's the funny part. Your perception dictates the experience. So two people can have the same exact circumstance, let's say getting robbed or getting into a fight, whatever it might be. They can have the same exact circumstance, but their perception changes the outcome of the experience, changes the imprint of the experience that they had, because of the perception that they utilize to see what the experience or the circumstance actually was. Now, this is what I call, once again, God eye. Because once you use the God eye to see things by design, energy, function, which dictates the efficiency, then certain things really can't harm you. They really can't hurt you. They really can't make you sad, make you upset. Oh shit, this is Maline, y'all. You could smoke this. This is Maline. Pardon me, y'all. I'm a nature man, not a nature boy. I'm a nature man. So I didn't even realize that was Maline right there. Could dry that up and smoke it. It's good for the lungs, all that. But anyway, that's not this type of video. I'm attempting to find some type of shelter, so I have to keep worrying about my phone getting wet as it's drizzling out here. Pardon me, family. But yes, anyway, what was I saying? Talking about the differentiation of words to understand what they actually mean. Many humans use words constantly and don't necessarily understand what they really mean. So therefore, since they don't understand what they really mean, they get everything merged together and confused with what's actually being said and being interpreted by themselves. So, what is a choice? A choice is very simple and very basic. It's the logical aspect or circumstance that allows us to, how would you say, give power or control over. So see, in order to have a choice, that also means you have control. And see, that's why I'm very wary of the people. Well, I had no choice. I had no choice. I ain't got no choice. I always tell humans, no matter who they are, whether they're my customers, whether they're clients, whether I'm doing consultation with them, whatever they are, I ain't had no choice. There's always a choice. Because once you start using these words, I don't have a choice, that means you don't have any power. And that's why they love to give you the illusion of choices so they can give you the illusion of power. Because if you feel like you're choosing your president, if you feel like you're choosing what you're going to eat, if you feel like you're choosing where you're going to live, then you don't feel like a slave anymore. But you're forgetting that I gave you those exact choices to choose from in the first place. So I created an illusion of your freedom. Now, a choice dictates whether or not you have control. Because you can choose from 1 or 2 or 3 or 5,000 things, and that gives you a sense of control. You have a choice. That's why a lot of people, especially, children and women, sometimes they feel away if you make a choice for them, because it's like taking away control. So choice denotes control. Let's put it like that. I like that. Choice denotes control. So when we talk about I never had a choice, I don't have a choice, life or death is a choice. I know a lot of times as humans, they feel like if it's something they don't like, then therefore it's not a choice. But just because it's something that's not your preference or something that you don't particularly like, doesn't mean that you don't have a choice. It's just something that you wouldn't like to choose. So as soon as you say you don't have a choice, you take the power away from yourself and you weaken your own energy. And therefore, you will become dictated and controlled by something outside of yourself. And this is where a lot of us are at. We're walking around following stupidity. We're walking around doing retarded things because we really believe we don't have a choice. We believe that we have an obligation to follow something that's not even real. Which once again makes you a slave. A false belief in something that dictates your life, that dictates your choices, which means it controls you. So, choices. Choices denote control. I can choose a hamburger, I could choose a turkey burger, I could choose a vegan burger. I have control over what's about to go in my body in that moment in time. I'm in prison. The meal is what they say it is. Guess what? I can choose not to eat. I still hold power. Which, by the way, in my personal life, I've had those experiences where the choices presented to me was not up to par or the quality that I felt for myself. And I chose otherwise, which let everyone in that place knew that I had power over myself. I'm not going to eat what you present to me or you tell me to eat because I have a choice to fast and not eat at all. But see, a human will call it starving and choose to follow what that person has put in front of them as food, which it is not. Choice denotes control. Intentions. The intention sets the base and the standard for many of the energies and the outcomes in our lives. Intentions is a very powerful thing because all forms of words can be spoken and expressed. Anybody can tell you a story about anything. Anybody can tell you how they want, what they think that you want to hear. But of course, the intentions is something that will always show itself to some degree. And then on top of that, the intention sets the standard of the energy. That's why sometimes, even though somebody is telling you something, you can feel the tension in the vicinity or the room, or you can feel the unease in that person as they speak those words falsely to you, because the intentions is so concentrated in them that you can feel the difference. And therefore, those intentions are setting the standard for the energy and the outcome that you will see later on from that person. I ain't gonna lie, I gotta find some type of shelter. This wind blowing kind of hard, and I want y'all to hear me. I don't want no, it's freaking supposed to be damn summertime. It's winter out here in New York right now, y'all. It's like 40 degrees, wet everywhere. Y'all know me. I just like to talk to y'all outside. I like to be in nature and stuff. So I was trying to really, this would be nothing if I didn't have to hold this damn phone and try to protect this phone from the weather. But anyway, choices denotes control. Intentions sets the standards of energy, as well as dictate the outcome. Because a man can tell you how much he loves you and how much he's going to cherish you and be the best thing you ever had, but then within a couple of months you'll realize the motherfucker wasn't shit. So therefore his intentions will eventually come to the surface and let you know what it is and what it's not. Let's go to frequency. Frequency is the energy based on the consistency that sets you in alignment with similar energies. So now you're in a frequency. You only create a frequency with consistency. You can be angry for 5 minutes and still maintain a certain frequency. But if you're angry all day long, then you're going to change your frequency, and then you are going to align with other frequencies that gravitate angry results. Oh, why this shit keep happening to me? Damn, yo, why everybody mad, disrespectful? Why blah, blah? You're maintaining an energy that's going to dictate a frequency. And that frequency is going to gravitate circumstances that's going to match the energy that you projected consistently. Are y'all listening? I'm differentiating the differences between words that was used during a consultation, which causes confusion in many of our fellow beings who are ascending but are still locked within the human brain, because only the human brain confuses these things. The God mind knows all of this. The God mind is already differentiating and discerning the design, the energy, the function, the frequency, everything. It's already discerned that within a blink of an eye, or the God eye blinked. So, but the human brain confuses all of these things, and then that confusion, depending on how long it lasts, sets you in a specific frequency. And then that specific frequency begins to gravitate certain circumstances and situations that match the frequency. So if you're in mourning, which we call death, which we call sadness, and you are stuck within that mourning for a consistent amount of moments in time, then eventually you're going to hear more bad news. You're going to lose your keys. Somebody's going to break into your car. You're going to lose your job. You're going to get into a fight at school, whatever the hell it might be. But all of these are on the same frequency. See, humans love to use the term karma, or special humans I like to call it. They love to use the term karma. But what we're really talking about is frequency. We're talking about the law of cause and effect. Now, karma is the religious aspect. Karma is taking the law of cause and effect and making it a religion, which is not true. It's I'm not gonna knock nobody's stuff, but it's bullshit. Because the only thing that exists is the 7 universal laws, and karma is just a degenerated, mutated baby of the law of cause and effect. There is no bad or good. There is no evil. There is no, there's none of that. There's just a certain frequency. So evil is a frequency that dictates circumstance. Now here's the crazy thing. We all know we got people that love beef, that love drama, that love violence. So guess what? When they get into a fight, it's a great day. They get excited, they get stimulated, they happy about the fight. But then there's another person whose whole life changes and it becomes a traumatic experience and they become shocked and they can't get over it. Why? Because they were on a different frequency that they're used to, and for some strange reason, whatever it might be, whether it's a death in the family, whether it's losing a job, whether it's breaking up with somebody you want, you like, whatever the hell it may be, and then your consistency of that thought process and what you were doing actually gravitated a circumstance that eventually matched what that person lives in. So they looking at you like, the hell you wrong with, what's wrong with you, man? You know what I'm saying? Yo, this is how I live. And you like, I don't live like this. Why would you want to live like this? Because they're already on the frequency. But guess what happened? You match their frequency. And then now you're experiencing something you never experienced, but this person lives that shit. Hope y'all listening. Choice denotes control. Intention sets the standards for energy. Frequency is the consistency of an energy that locks you in a matching aspect that attracts your circumstances and your situations that you call bad or good. Oh, I had a bad year. Oh, I had a bad day. Oh, this month has been terrible for me. Oh, this year has been terrible for me. And once again, your perception changes what these things actually are and what they aren't, and changes the experience. Manifestation. Manifestation is pretty much like all of those combined. You make the choice which denotes the control. What do you want out of life? What are you desiring at the time in the moment? You set the intentions, which sets the energy. You gather the symbols you need, take some pictures, make some images, write a letter to yourself, make some collages, write some affirmations, so on and so forth. Frequency. You do this shit every damn day, every second of the day. You do it all the time. You set a consistent basis for that energy. Now you're in the frequency. And then last, it manifests. Now see, the funny thing is, humans do this all the time. All the time. They're sitting there, they're watching crap on Instagram all day long, the same crap over and over and over again, and then they go to the club and somebody gets shot. You know, they watching police brutality over and over and over again, and the next thing you know, they get pulled over and they get their ass beat by the cops. You see what I'm saying? That's why, if y'all notice, Mind Ascension does not address any of that shit, because it does not exist in the world I've created. Police don't bother me. I walk around, I do whatever I want to do. Nobody asks me to follow any rules. Nobody's telling me what to do, because I've created a frequency to where certain people can't even see me. It's like when you blow a dog whistle and only the dog can hear the sound. I walk in places sometimes and you would swear that I'm invisible. Now see, the average human brain that is controlled by the ego would take that as a bad thing. Oh, nobody could see you, nobody's respecting you, nobody nobody knows you, Well, guess what? If I'm not seen, or if I'm invisible to the average eye, then I can't be disrespected, I can't be assaulted, I can't be told what to do, I can't be stopped, I can't be limited, I can't be controlled. Basically, I'm as free as the wind blowing that you can't see. And see, this is the trapping and the captivity of the human. Because the human needs to be seen. The human needs to be respected. The human needs to be appreciated. The human needs to be all these things. And don't get me wrong. You know, we all do to a certain extent. I still feel good when I'm appreciated, but when I'm not, I'm still there for motherfuckers. I be there for my enemies. And I don't really even like that word, because technically, for you to be my enemy, I gotta hate you or some shit like that. But you know what I'm saying? Like anybody that really knows me, I don't give a fuck who you are. If you reach out to me, I'm there for you. This is my purpose. This is what the fuck I'm here for. So the way certain individuals, including myself, perceive life in general, move through life in general, we hold a certain frequency that others can't see, others can't touch, or others are gravitated towards. Eventually, that gravitation activates something within that individual that allows them to become a part of that frequency. And then they begin to move within it and create a world amongst themselves. It goes back to what I like to differentiate a lot. Is this thing foggy? I don't know if that was a raindrop. What is struggle? What is a problem? What is pain? See, these are all the things that the human is worried about. These are all the things that keeps the human in captivity. They don't want to feel struggle. I don't want my children to feel pain. I don't want to struggle like I did. Well, if you consider yourself a good person and you consider yourself a great person, wasn't that so-called struggle a part of what made your character, that made you so great today? But you want to take that experience away so they don't build that character that you possess today? See, the difference is create the circumstance of struggle that you can control. It's just like back in the day, the good old days, the day where we understood balance, the day where we understood gender roles, the day when we understood the energy of the male and the female, the mother and the father, the husband and the wife, the child, the center, all of these different things. And we would allow our child to fall, to bleed. We would throw our sons into a fight and say, put your hands up, boy. You better go back there and fight for yours. Because we understood if we allow them to grow into men and women without certain experiences, without certain pains, without certain struggles, then they would be controlled by everything around them, which is what we're looking at today. You couldn't tell children from the 80s and the 90s and the 70s that they damn genitals don't mean anything. You couldn't tell them that. They look at you like you're crazy. You know, there'd be a riot in school. But see, today is everything about sheltering and separating all type of experiences from everyone. You don't want nobody to be criticized. Say nice things to everybody. Be nice all the time. Namaste. Positive thoughts. Fuck that. Being divine is understanding that you are the God and the devil. Being divine is understanding that you are an angel and a demon. Your struggles is your initiations to the next levels to come, are your lessons. Whenever you hear somebody say they have a problem, think about a math equation. Think about school. Solve this problem. X divided by X equals A equals this or that. Your problem is your lesson. Your struggle is your initiation. If you notice, we don't have rites of passages anymore. We don't have initiations anymore. Which is why we are all following, obeying things that make no goddamn sense, because intelligence has never been exercised from an early stage of life. When you don't exercise intelligence, you don't exercise the spirit. And when you don't exercise the spirit, you become void. And now you're an empty vessel. With a phone putting shit in your head. With a TV putting shit in your head. Choices denote control. Intentions set the standards of energy and outcomes. What was the other one? Choices, intentions, frequency is the consistency of an energy that locks a specific wave that matches whatever's similar. Manifestation is all three put together. Some of us that still utilize the human brain, we look at life and we go, why did this little baby die? Well, why did my friend have to get shot? Well, why do bad things happen to good people? Let's go back to intentions. How many humans wake up every single fucking day, smile in your face, say good morning, how was your weekend, go to a job with a smile, say hello to a boy who want to light on fire? Every single day of their lives, they're projecting this false sense of positive and this false sense of happiness. But what is going on in the subconscious, which is the intentions that sets the standard of energy? And guess what the outcome is? They burn down their house and kill their whole family. Now the human brain goes, oh my God, that's terrible. What? How did this happen? They were such a good person. They were so happy. They were so this. No, they were not. They made a choice to project something you thought was real to them. Not understanding that their intentions is what sets the energy. And that intention that set the energy had an outcome to it. Guess what that outcome was? Them committing suicide, them shooting up the office, them all of these different things that happen around us. Now, I'm using a negative perspective because that's what that consultation was about. But when we see things looking with human eyes and dictating with human brain, we're always stuck on the surface. We're always stuck on the surface because we project expectations to the world that come from our conditioned perception. Expectations breed disappointments. When you understand design, energy, and function, you don't gotta expect shit. When I know what a design of a car is, 4 wheels and an engine, I'm not expecting the car to fly. See, if I expect the car to fly, I'm gonna be disappointed. But if I know the design of a car is to roll and move by an engine, then I'm not expecting the car to drive. I know it's made to drive. It's a knowingness. It's not an expectation anymore. Humans have a lot of expectations. They expect things to go good. They expect people to be nice. They expect children to be innocent. They expect to trust their government. And they get disappointed because what they expected didn't turn out the way that they expected it to be. The assumptions and the expectations of the human brain is what constantly disappoints us. And that disappointment consistently does what? Sets the energy and dictates the frequency. It's just like a woman who's been, quote unquote, cheated on by multiple men. That feeling and those experiences has now set a frequency inside her that will forever attract shitty men. And then what's she gonna say? All men are the same. Same shit. Let's talk about the man or the male who grows up in a household where he's treated like shit or he's neglected, whatever it is, bad upbringing, all that stuff that we talk about. And as a man, he's always angry. He's always looking for a fight. He's abusive. He's set in a frequency. And therefore, that's your cousin that every time you go to a club, he gets into a fight. That's your brother that every time you go to an outing, he's arguing with his uncle or his mother. That's your boyfriend that everywhere you go, he gets his ass beat. Or he's constantly getting locked up, coming in and out of jail. Frequency. I was there. I was there. And I use this a lot. I remember in my much younger cycles, imitating what they now call the trap and all that dumb shit. And every fucking day I was harassed by fucking police. Yo, what up, money? Anybody that knows inner city police or that knows police, whatever, that patrol black neighborhoods, they mock you a lot. They find out, whatever the slang, and they just mock the fuck out of you. Everybody's mocking you. But anyway, soon as I changed up how I saw myself and I learned the little bit that I learned, and I started looking police directly in their eye, I stopped running when everybody else would run. I stopped doing tiny little things. Guess what? I completely changed my energy and frequency to the point where police never even harassed me anymore. Never stopped me, never did none of that crap that they do to other people. It just stopped. Today, not only do they not do nothing, every once in a blue, they'll ask me questions about what I'm reading, and they'll give me, oh, it's so great to see somebody read. I'm gonna share this, and I'm gonna get off my own ass. But I remember one day, this was maybe 2 years ago, and I'm always walking with my book, always got a sword on me. My book is my sword. I'm always walking with a sword on me. So police pull up right next to me. Now see, the average black man, immediately you're gonna be, oh shit, oh police, do I got anything on me? Did I kill anybody and not know? Oh shit, oh, do I got crack? I don't sell crack. Oh shit. You're gonna panic, right? So the police pull up on me, and here comes, it was a female in the passenger seat and a male driving. And, oh, hey, it's good to see you reading. You should look where you're going. Now, anybody that knows me, I walk and I read at the same time. Because I already know that I ain't going to get hit by no car. I'm not going to trip over nothing. I'm not worried about that. Because I've already trained myself and already create and set a certain energy and frequency for myself. So I don't ever have to, that never happens to me. But anyway, oh, it's good to see you reading. But, you should pay attention where you're going. That's very dangerous, whatever. Mind you, nothing happened. I'm not in the street or nothing. I'm on the sidewalk. And so they kept giving me compliments about reading. And I looked at this woman's face. I believed, oh, shit. In my opinion, you got black Spanish and you got white Spanish. She was the white Spanish, so if you got 6 ether, you might as well be a Caucasoid. I don't give a fuck. But anyway, I looked her in the face and I said, I know, right? Because we used to be murdered for reading. So I owe it to myself and my people to read every day. Drove right the fuck off. Have a good day. Drove right the fuck off. You're thinking. The consistent images, what you watch, who you listen to, your lack of recognition. And that's a big one, because a lot of us don't even recognize when we're conditioning ourselves with others' conditions. Did y'all hear me? A lot of us don't recognize when we're conditioning ourselves with others' conditions. This dictates your energy. It dictates how you feel for the day, for the week, for the month. And in turn, it locks your energy, which creates your frequency. The frequency that it creates is what's going to dictate your circumstances. is what's going to dictate your experiences. During this nonsense going on right now, a lot of people lost everything. During this nonsense going on right now, a lot of people found everything within themselves, about themselves, for themselves. Which one were you? During this current situation, a lot of people realize who is really who. Who is truly obedient? Who's not afraid to give up something they thought they needed? Dependencies can become your imprisonment. The things you think you need become your masters. And the only thing left after that is, if the things you think you need become your masters, who are the ones that manufacture and provide those needs? The masters of your masters. I'm going to wrap this up. Choices, intentions, frequency, and manifestation. Your choices is what denotes your control. When I give you a choice, you feel like you have control, which is what they do to us every single day. You want Popeye's chicken or you want KFC? Oh, I got a choice. You want crack or you want heroin? Ooh, you free. You know what I'm saying? I make you feel like you have control. You want this shitty ass white man to be your president, or you want this shitty ass white man to be your president? Freedom, democracy. But choices denotes control. Intentions set the standard for energy. Frequency is the consistency of that energy that locks you into that wavelength that attracts what's similar to that consistent energy. And manifestation is all of them put together. I appreciate y'all that tuned in. I always love my handful. I always love the handful of y'all that support, that comment, that share. I will always be a divine tool no matter what. No matter how much they attempt to silence me, no matter how much I'm deleted, no matter how much I'm removed, how much I'm ignored, whatever the case may be. I've understood my purpose for a long time. So therefore, I will always be available to be utilized. Shout out to the young energy, that feminine energy who utilized me recently for a consultation, because she's the one that inspired this video. Because I thought about it, what she was saying, which was basically just her own chaos. That's what chaos does. All directions at one time. All directions at one time. And then when so many things are coming at you, or so many things are happening within your life, or you're observing, or you're experiencing, that chaos becomes even more chaotic. And then it becomes a challenge to differentiate what you're supposed to accept, what you're supposed to reject, what you're supposed to understand, what you're supposed to be angry at. And that's where that confusion comes in. See, the human always needs to force themselves to accept things, which causes a lot of problems. Oh, accept the love, and accept orientation, accept the genderlessness, and accept this and accept that, and accept this and accept everything. You don't have to accept a motherfucking thing. You don't have to accept nothing. Recognize, and you will know. Knowingness is not about acceptance. See, once again, God mind versus human brain. You don't have to accept nothing. It's about knowingness. Do you know the state of energy you're in right now? Do you recognize the designs around you? And once you recognize those designs, do you understand their function? Once you understand their function, you can discern the efficiency or inefficiency of that design. It's not about bad or good. It's not about good or evil. It's not about like and dislike. A car is not a plane. I'm not hating the car. It's not a plane. A black person is not a white person. I'm not being racist. I know what the fuck I'm looking at. And I know the design. I know the energy, which is the chemical reaction of biology of that body, which is a 6 ether aspect with a dysfunction glandular structure. Guess what? Now I know the efficiency or inefficiency of that design. I'm not hating you. A monkey is not a bird. This is God eye recognizing designs, which today is being taught to you as something bad and something wrong, which takes away your ability to critically think and create discernment of things. Because if you don't know the difference between words, if you don't know the difference between objects, if you don't know the difference between organic things, if you don't know the difference between individuals, then you will always be under someone else's control to define the world for you. I appreciate y'all, family. I love y'all. I'm gonna wrap this up. Choice to noise control. Intention sets the standards of energy. Frequency is the consistency of that energy that locks you into a wavelength. Manifestation is all three. Mind ascension. For consultations or divination, the number is 646-575-8305. Everything from history, occultism, metaphysics, natural remedies, whatever it may be. Please utilize me. Do not hesitate. We can do a text consultation. We can do a private consultation, phone consultation, divinations as well. For the probabilities of life, for the projections of present and future events. Mind ascension. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm thankful and I'm grateful. Forever and always, always and forever. Till next time.